want to show you guys how I made this iron farm trading hall hybrid. So I've been planning out my base here, and I originally wanted to have trading hall going around the edges, and then you'd walk through just this big L hallway. And then in the corner there, hidden, would be an iron farm, and you could go down a ladder about here and get the iron. But that never worked out. So here's the design I did come up with. So you want to start ground level and do it like BlazedMC's iron farm, where you dig down, you dig out, well, in his farm he digs out a 5x5 and goes down 8. In this I would just recommend digging down 8, and then once you're down there, digging out the 5x5, and then doing the same thing with the beds. So placing them on top of each other, 10 on each side. And then instead of having the workstations on top, you have the workstations on the sides, and you separate the villagers with trapdoors. So they still have visible, like they can still see the beds, and it still counts as a village. They can spawn iron golems, and they're close enough. They don't actually need to be able to sleep in them. So it all still works, because the village centers around the beds on this block, not where the workstations are. So I've got all my villagers here and stuff. And then instead of having the 5x5 at the top, I made it into a 9x9 square, like what you would do for if you found an XP spawner, I mean a mob spawner for XP farms. You dig out the 9x9 in the huge box and stuff, and they drop down. I dug that size out, mostly just because it fit this room well. I think you could make this, the hole, as big as 16x16. Then you need to do different water techniques for it, of course. You'd probably have to, like once the water reaches its edge, go down a block, and then it would keep flowing. But yeah, with this I tried to do a magma block, and you could do that, but then you would need a hopper minecart underneath it, which you could do that, but then you'd have hoppers going through the roof of the trading hall. So I just used the campfire like in BlazedMC's video, and I tried to do all signs, but I couldn't do all signs surrounding it because the signs can't be floating. They either need to be on the side of a block or on top of a block. So I tried using trapdoors. Not trapdoors, I mean fence gates. Wooden fence gates burn, but if you get warped wood or crimson wood, which is from the nether, it doesn't burn. So I've got a spruce sign on top of a campfire with warped fence gates around a block of lava, and then all the hoppers laid into here. And this is from maybe 30 minutes? Not sure. So it works pretty well for one to have in your base. I used the happy gas to transport all the villagers from that village over there, and I got rid of all those workstations and beds. And yeah, it works pretty well. Usually in Bedrock, iron farms are just really, really annoying. And it took me a very long time to figure out that this design works. I wanted to have all the stick trades down there for emeralds. Instead, there is a pillager outpost off somewhere over there in the cherry grove. Yeah, you can sort of see it there. And I'll use that for emeralds instead. But yeah. Follow BlazedMC's tutorial. But instead of doing all the workstations on top of the beds, put them around the sides, let the villagers pathfind to their own block first. So do it one at a time. Have every villager down here place one down, wait for the villager to choose its workstation, then get it trapped, use the trapdoors, keep it in there. Get all of them in there like that, instead of putting them on top of the beds. And make sure that they are here. So if the bed was a full block, they would be on the same level as the bed. It doesn't work if they're any higher. And then instead of making it a 5x5 hole, you could make it a 5x5. They would still work. But I've had more luck with this. I used the 5x5 design way back over there when I was just trying to go through the game before I really had a base. And I found that this design works better. You get more, well, there's more places for them to spawn, so you get higher rates. And I mean, that's pretty good. I've already got tons of iron over there from my last iron farm, and if you're in your base a lot, and I will be, because I still have tons of it to build, this will make a lot of iron, and a lot of poppies. That fills up a lot. You get tons of red dye, good amount of string. So yeah, I'd recommend making this at least 9x9 like this is. I might try 16x16 if you have the space. It'd be a little bit more annoying with the water, and it might not work. I've not tried it with that big of a space, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. And yeah. But yeah, iron farm, trading hall hybrid, you can have both, and they can be right on top of each other, and it works out great.